Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Mama channel. I'm your host, Rebecca Wilson, a manifestation and mindset coach. Today's episode is going to be all about gratitude, and gratitude is the one non-negotiable in my life when it comes to manifesting. I'm going to talk about why that is. I'm going to talk about how it's just going to completely change your life and the way that you see things, and how it's going to help you to attract more of the good stuff. So let's get started. Gratitude is basically showing appreciation for the things in your life. And we're actually hardwired to be negative. And the reason that is because negativity was what helped us to survive thousands and thousands of years ago. And so if we're always focused on the negative, it's basically a survival mechanism. Fortunately, we're not living outside anymore. We are living in very different times, and we need to update those programs and that reptile brain. So when we are focusing on the things that we appreciate, we get more of that. It's very simple, basic. I mean, it's even science-based. I just manifested a new car. It is a T-Roc from Volkswagen, and all of a sudden, what am I seeing everywhere? I'm seeing Volkswagens. Every time I leave my house, every time I'm driving around, I'm seeing them everywhere. And it's not that everybody else got a Volkswagen for Christmas, it's that it is part of my awareness. So your consciousness has two jobs. It wants to keep you alive, and it wants to bring in all of the things that you're focused on. So if we took in all of the information or everything around us, we'd have like this sensory overload, and we'd literally like combust. So it only has those two jobs, and everything else goes down into the unconscious. So when we are saying thank you to the universe, I had this thought and now it has become my reality. It is just the universal law that you're going to get more of that, more of what feels good, more of what you're saying thank you for. If you want to, I don't know where you are in your gratitude practice. So let's start with the absolute basics. So every morning I will literally wake up and I'll write down all of the things that I'm grateful for. And it will be that I'm so grateful for the beautiful conversation that I had yesterday, or I'm so grateful that I could spend the afternoon with my girls on the playground and be totally present, or I'm so grateful for my beautiful apartment. And it kind of starts like that. And something that I've been doing with my clients recently, which they absolutely love, is not forgetting to say thank you to yourself. Saying thank you to yourself that, perhaps you're in a situation that a year ago you wouldn't have spoken your truth. You wouldn't have set your boundaries. So thank you for the extra awareness. Thank you to myself that I received intuitive information and I followed that intuitive information. This is a way to pimp your gratitude practice. If you don't have a practice, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you want to change your life, if you want to feel, just a sense of connection. Actually, it has a lot to do with the sense of connection, because whenever something's showing up in our life, or the synchronicities, or we're thinking something and then it's becoming our reality, it is showing us that we are deeply, deeply connected to the universe, and we are co-creating all of the time. So it definitely strengthens that connection, and you have this feeling of being more fulfilled. So when you're doing the gratitude practice, look at the things that you have that maybe sometimes you overlook. I have spoken about this in the past, but I had a week where I was like really annoyed at my dishwasher because it's 40 centimeters. I was like, oh my God, it's so annoying. I wish it was 60 centimeters. And I was so negative towards my dishwasher and my washing machine, because it's in the kitchen and I wanted to have one of those hidden ones. And within 24 hours, they both broke down. So after going 24 hours without a dishwasher, without a washing machine, I did not care if I had a 10 centimeter dishwasher. So it's even the teeny tiny things that we seemingly overlook on a daily basis that we can start to be thankful for. And what that also does is it gives you the feeling of achievement from within. Because sometimes when we are manifesting, or generally in life, we're always looking for external validation. And if we have this black hole, it's like nothing that we take is ever going to be enough. But when you start to be grateful for what you have and grateful for what's coming into your life, it's a completely different feeling. So looking at the small things that just make your life easier. I will also say, like, thank you to that bitch in the coffee shop that gave me an opportunity to speak my truth or set my boundaries. Like, a couple of months ago, I wouldn't have had the self-esteem to do that or the confidence. So she gave me the opportunity to do that. I'm always saying thank you to money. Like, thank you, money, that I can buy beautiful groceries for my children. Thank you to money that, I'm going on holidays in a couple of days. Thank you to money that I was able to buy my gorgeous little puppy dog. Thank you to money for my car, which allows me to drive around and it gives me the feeling of freedom. And so there is so many ways and so many things that we can be grateful for. I actually had this guy, he came to me and he literally like laid down. I was doing Reiki many, many years ago, and he's like, I literally have nothing to be grateful for. Like, there's not one thing. And I said, okay, what about your legs? Like, your legs are transporting you everywhere. He's just like, no. So I know that sometimes you can be in a deep, 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 deep hole, and it can really feel like there's nothing you can be grateful for. I actually had this with my mother-in-law. I was really had some beef with this woman, and I was sitting there with a pen and paper. I'm like, just find ways to be grateful to her and for her. And at this time I wasn't really into spirituality, so I didn't know that she was like in my life for me to find my voice and set boundaries. So it was hard for me to thank her, but I started finding little things to thank her for, like thank you for picking up the children and thank you for cooking us dinner on Sunday. And it was difficult with her. But it is just this feeling of, for me, when I'm sitting doing the gratitude, it is showing appreciation to the universe, but also to myself. And the more things that you see on the list, it also gives your brain evidence that that your thoughts become your reality. So this is another reason that I love gratitude. And here's the other thing. Have you ever prepared, made a beautiful, can you imagine if somebody had their birthday and spent all day in the kitchen and you're cooking them the most perfect cake, and you forgot something, so you ran to the supermarket and you bought some more decorations and you did the cake a little bit better and a little bit nicer, and you handed over on their birthday and they were just like, oh, okay, and they're so busy because of the party, you just feel a little bit I don't know, jolted. And would you be that inspired to bake them a cake the next year? I don't know. I probably wouldn't. And think of that like the universe. So when you're saying thank you so much for this and thank you so much for that, it just keeps happening. It keeps you on a roll. I woke up one morning and I took my keys for my bike and I said, oh, I really need a keychain for my bike. And I left the house. I drove to this dress shop. I've never been there before. It wasn't on the high street or anything. And I went in there and there was a lady that I'd actually met in a restaurant the night before. So it was so funny. So I was like, oh my God, were you at Bar Olio last night? And she's like, yeah, I was. And then I ended up buying this dress. And she goes, wait, I have something for you. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so she pulls out this shoe box and puts it on the counter and it's full with key rings. And she goes, I want you to have one. I was like, okay. So I pulled out this green key ring and I was just beyond ecstatic. I mean, for a lot of people, it's just a keyring, but I literally left the fucking house and was like, I really want a keyring for my bike key. And within 3 hours, this lady who I met the night before is giving this is the shit that lights me up. This is the shit that just feels so good. If it is $20 or $20,000, I still get excited. I don't give a shit. If I've had a thought and it has become my reality, the universe is going to know about it. When I'm writing it down on paper, I'm solidifying it. One of the traps that I fell into in the beginning of doing gratitude was just doing gratitude. I wasn't feeling it. I was, got to do my gratitude, writing it all out, being a little bit psycho about it. And I wasn't feeling it. So I had to do a lot of heart chakra work to get around that one. And it's when you actually, I'm writing it out now, and then I'm thinking of my life without that thing. I'm thinking of the time when I thought about it, and then how it came into my life, and the self-development work that I did. Oh, my puppy dog wants to join us. Coming out. She's so cute. Say hello. Hello. This is a little ball of gratitude. Oh my God, she's so cute. And that can sometimes be something because it's very safe for us to not feel, and we kind of want to feel this but not this. So it was when I started to slow down and really focus on the things that I was writing on the paper, and instead of writing 100 things without feeling it, writing like 10 things and really feeling into that. And I mean, just the magic of it all, it's really a game changer, and it is really it's really a fast track to peace and happiness, because like I said, it reiterates the connection that you have with your higher self, with the universe, with something that's way bigger than us. And it's also showing your thoughts becoming your reality, and it's also helping you to focus on the things that you love so that you actually can get more of that. So my hope for you today after this video would be to inspire you to do your gratitude daily. It's beautiful if you do it before bed because you're marinating on all those things. I do my practice in the morning because it's just like, oh wow, all this stuff happened. And so if that all happened, I mean, what's today going to hold for me? So it's already like pumping me up for the day. And how many things do you need to write? Just feel into it. Sometimes I'm writing a whole page. Sometimes I'm writing 3 things. So there is just no one size fits all. For me, what I would say has been one of the biggest game changer is consistency in doing these practices. So the more consistent you are, the easier it gets. I can literally... Have you ever left the house without brushing your teeth? That's how I feel when I don't do my gratitude, but I've done it so many times that is now a habit. So when we do it over and over and over again, it becomes an automatic habit. So make your gratitude an automatic habit. It will be one of the best things that you can do going into 2000, I'm sounding Irish, 2023. And yes, so beautiful souls. Pimp your gratitude practice, be consistent with it. I love writing it in a journal because it solidifies it. If you can only write on your phone, only write on your phone. If you want to I actually once set up a Gmail account for like universe.com, and so I was sending my gratitude to universe.com. If you, I don't know, get creative if you want, do it however you want, just goddamn do it. Okay, bye.